Hello, welcome back to the Off-Grid family. Today's video is a bit of a weird one. It's just a bit of housekeeping. I've kicked myself up the butt recently because of I've been in a lot of pain, but it's not going to get any better anytime soon. So I've either got to beat myself up and get on with it, or I just stop doing these videos. And I love doing these videos, so I thought I'm going to just crack on, get everything back to where it needs to be so I can start doing some decent videos. So I've got a few different things I need to do to be able to start a few of the old projects that I was working on and some new ones. There's a few things I'd like to revisit, there's a few things I'd like to fix, and then we can sort of talk about different things I would like to do in the future. So come along with me. I've got a few things that I'm going to be putting up on my Patreon page, always for free, but you guys might need them or want them. And yeah, just follow along, see what you think. Any ideas, any tips, tricks, or any projects you'd like me to revisit, give me a shout. Let's get on. Right, so first of all, I haven't used my 3D printer in a very, very long time. I always found setting it up was just too painful for me. I'd have to stand up for too long, and I'd be leant over and various things. It got too painful. When the 3D printer's set up and it's running, it works flawlessly, and literally I will print thousands of things, and then I take out the filament, change it around and do something else. But it was the change in the filament and the measuring, the making sure everything's level, etc., that was just too difficult for me. But I have placed the 3D printer where it used to be, where it was comfortable for me to go to. I've set up a stool there, so when I'm sorting it out and so on, I've got a bit more comfort, and I can stand up and sit down, because it's one or the other. I'm not good at sitting down for long, I'm not good at standing up for long. So I'm putting things in place that makes it a bit easier for me to get these things done. But I opened up the 3D printer to find that a lot of bits of it had snapped, and it just, over probably the 2 years I haven't used it, it just sort of drooped and sort of gave up. So I'm going to temporarily fix that and print some new bits that I need, and then I'm going to fix it, and then I'm going to print out a few bits and pieces. Some of them are probably, well, who am I kidding? They're going to be stupid things, you know what I'm like. So let's do that bit first. Right, so as I say, over the time these two bits are broken here and here, and they're a pretty simple fix, but I'm just going to have to pull them up out the way while I do the 3D printing. Then just reconnect them. The design files I used last time were not exactly right for my 3D printer. I probably can get ones that are specifically designed for it. I could design some for myself, but I'm just doing exactly what I did last time and just doing a bit of jiggery pokering to get it to fit exactly where I need it. It's not hard, but it's just a hot soldering iron and it cuts through it like butter. I have to do this for both pieces, but it's not very difficult, and as long as you don't let it heat up too much, you won't do any damage to the piece. The reason I chose these and having to work on them as I do is just because of how easy they are to actually install. 3 screws on each, and it's that simple. Clip them all together and you're away. Okay, the next thing I'd like to do is make a case for this battery spot welder. It's perfect for doing projects with 18650 batteries, and I've done a review about it. I'll put a link in the description and possibly a little doer up there. But this thing scares the hell out of me, not because I'm not scared of getting electrocuted or anything, but everything's out on show, and I'm always using metal bits and pieces when using this, and I'm just terrified that I'm going to place something on it and that's it, it's going to break it. So let's get off and make a case for it. I'm going to design something and laser cut it. I think I was going to 3D print it, but I sort of turned the 3D printer on for something else, something really important, and it's not a PPG from Babylon 5, honestly. But yeah, then I'll get this in a case and hopefully secured. And this here is just a little extension cable for the USB so it can be charged, and I'm going to just drill a hole in the top for the actual button. I'm not going to work out where it is and then cut it with the laser. I'm just going to drill a hole. It would be 20 times easier. Right, let's get this designed, laser cut, and into its little house. Okay, so this is it. This is what I came up with. I've super glued a couple of layers together, the bits, just to make sure that I had enough room for the actual wires. And it basically just sits together like this. Not that way, James, idiot. Right. It's a bit of a tight fit, but you know, I didn't want it flopping around, to be honest. Let's get it in there. It does fit, ish. There you go. And that on top. And we'll screw it all together. Right, there we go. It's not the most efficient design in the whole world, but it's just something to keep it out of, you know, out of harm's way. The amount of times I've nearly put a nickel strip on it when I'm using it, you know, and that little hole is the hole I said about that I just drilled where the button is, and I just use basically anything I've got lying around, a screwdriver, whatever. Okay, so that's all done and dusted, so that's going to be used for a project probably in the next couple of weeks. Okay, on to the next thing. Right, if you've watched my channel at all, you'll know I love lasers and anything like that because I'm a big kid. And years and years and years ago, I bought this. Hang on. This was my first ever laser, and it took me about a month to get it up and running, and there were so many problems with it. For example, when it would cut out letters, it didn't want to then turn the laser off to go to cut the next letter, so you ended up having all this one string of stuff and it would all fall apart. And I fixed it in the end, but it took weeks and weeks of messing about with it, and in the end I just thought, lasers aren't for me, I'm not going to be able to do anything, you know, and give up. And then I got my K40 and fell in love. I've worked on that thing so much, it's incredible. Anywho, in all seriousness, when I got the K40, I suddenly went, oh, that's a laser. The thing I had before was not. So I would like to repurpose this laser for a little sciencey thing that I'd like to do, which is going to be a bit of fun, and it's just called Will It Laser. And basically, we use it to see what happens when you shine a laser at certain things. You know, into an orange, into food, into drink, into whatever. And one thing is to be a bit silly and have some fun, but also we'll have a look at it scientifically as well if we can. I need to take the laser off there, set up the actual PCB in some form of box, which I might do with the laser again, I'm not entirely sure, and just make it a bit safe, have it all in one item, and then we can use it that way. But I haven't decided what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, but let's take it apart, get it down to its bare bones, and then I'll decide what I'm doing with it next. Right, I won't do the whole of taking this apart because it's not going to be all that fun, but I'm going to start by taking off the laser and the little circuit board and so on, and get all that bits off, and then I'm just going to flat pack down all of this stuff. I've actually got something I would like to do with the stepper motors from this and the actual extrusion, but it depends whether I get a chance to do it, and there's a few factors, mainly money, so I might not get a chance to do it for a while, but we'll see. Right, anyway, start off as we need to go on by dismantling the heck out of it all. Right, I'm going to do the rest of this off screen, and then I'll be back with the bits that I need to somehow put together to make the actual lasering portion of the next project, basically. So this is it, completely cut down to as small as I need it at the moment, and basically all I need is this section here. I actually don't need the USB wire, but whatever. I'm literally just going to turn it on and off by this button here, but I need to make some sort of case for it, and I want to put it in some sort of device so it's all in one thing, so I can press it on, press it off. But that won't be in this video. I just wanted to get it to this point so we could actually make some progress. So I'm going to use this in another video, and I'm going to make it somehow all one cohesive piece. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. As I say, I've got all these bits that I can use if I need to. And yeah, that's that done. So we are now to the next step of the sort of the evolution of the channel. But that's where I'm leaving it. Right, okay, I'm going to leave it there. I've got the laser to where I want it. Now I can start actually working on it. I did want to do a bit more in this video, but with everything, time's getting out of control. This video's getting a bit long, so I don't want it to be too long. So basically, that's what one of the next videos will hopefully be me setting up this laser so it can be used in our Will It Laser series. When that series starts, I'd like you guys to start leaving messages and comments saying what things you would like me to laser, and what we'd like to sort of view from it and see what we can figure out. And you know, I want it to be a bit interactive, so if you've got kids that want to see something lasered specifically, get them to give me a shout, and you know, or write me a message, and I'll see what I can do. You know, certain things I won't be able to if they're financially out of range, or if we can't get them in this country, for example. But a lot of stuff I'm just gonna mess about with, you know, and hopefully we can do a couple of things per episode. But I've not really thought through that yet. It's all gonna be work in progress. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be, as we do it, it will evolve into something hopefully cohesive that works and that you guys like. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will see you again next week. Bye for now.